What's going on, H-Town, Houston Rockets fans from Mo City to Istanbul? This is Rockets Daily brought to you by Underdog. My name's David Delano. Are the Rockets soft? We'll talk about it. Also, I'm going to dive into you guys' comments. We're going to talk about this matchup between the San Antonio Spurs tonight and this current run by Kevin Durant. This is Rockets Daily brought to you by Underdog. We appreciate it if you guys go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Let's go ahead and keep on growing, man. I know it was a big push for us to get to 1,000, which was a big deal. Now let's get to 2,000. And also, you guys can go ahead and scan that code with Underdog if you'd like to get $75 to play with. All you got to do is put in $5. You can go ahead and lock in some props today. First of all, let's talk about, are the Rockets soft? And these are not my words. I was looking back at the halftime show on ESPN. I feel like it's been a little bit of a change with inside the NBA moving from ESPN, moving from TNT to ESPN. I personally haven't really caught it this season as much as I have in the past. Sometimes we'll even forget that it is on ESPN. But, Shaq, Charles Barkley, Kenny Smith were talking. Charles Barkley said something that I agree with as far as the Rockets are missing something. And then Kenny Smith chimed in and said they're missing a point guard. And it was hard to tell if they were if Barkley at first was talking about the Rockets or if he was talking about Reed Shepherd. Because Kenny Smith made a comment about if Reed Shepherd they need a point guard, if Reed Shepherd can take a leap. I'm paraphrasing a little bit here. And that's when Charles Barkley said soft with a capital T. Now, do I think the Rockets are soft? No. I don't think that the Rockets are soft. And we'll talk about it in the comments here. Sometimes with the shooting, it almost reminds me, and this may be a little bit of a stretch, but I think back to some of the college teams at Cincinnati and even at West Virginia that Bob Huggins had that were tough, but sometimes did lack shooting and maybe I don't want to say a diversity of finesse players, but those teams definitely were not soft. This Rockets team is definitely not soft. Now, problems with turnovers, problems with floor spacing at times, problems with relying on Kevin Durant or Şengün needing to be Superman, like a lot of teams in the NBA with superstars have. But soft, no, I would not say soft. Reed Shepherd, is Reed Shepherd soft? I wouldn't consider Reed Shepherd soft. I wouldn't consider Reed Shepherd soft. I mean, I don't know if people are saying it because of it. You can people the way he looks. If that's something people want to say, uh, at times. Now, as far as and let's go ahead and dive into the comments because a lot of this is going to really coincide here, and really when we talk about Ime Udoka. I like this comment here from Brett Peterson. Not sure if you realize that Ime does not like playing guards who cannot switch. Both Reed and Holiday struggle defensively in switches. Rockets turnovers have not stopped the Rockets from having a top 5 offensive rating. Rockets actually need another efficient half court scorer. This is an area that's cost the team in fourth quarter and overtimes. I'm going to jump ahead here a little bit. The Rockets must acquire another elite or near elite offensive rebounder that is playable, especially in the second big lineups. That's the primary reason that the offense has been effective. Lead the NBA in second chance points. So Steven Adams out for the rest of the season. This is not Clint for obvious reasons. Now, another comment here from Rowe. 85% of this roster is wings and centers. Reed and Aaron Holiday are the only two guards on the team. And Holiday doesn't play much. The Rockets need a point guard to help Amon out. Amon is playing 40 minutes plus. Kevin Durant at the age of 37 is playing too many minutes as well. Players we should go for: Cam Thomas from Brooklyn, Jose Alvarado, T.J. McConnell, Deuce McBride, and one of those Bulls point guards. It could be Kobe White or A.L. DeSumo. There. Now, I actually agree with both of those comments. I don't think that this team is is soft at all. I really don't. Now the diversity with the roster, too many wings and centers, and Rockets have been putting some wins together, but still not really blowing out. Sometimes some of these games have been very tight, and also right now with Steven Adams, not sure what's going to be. Steven Adams out indefinitely right now, as far as what type of moves potentially there, and what potential moves there would be able to be made. And I know you talk about replacing him potentially with another center, but it would be nice to get one that could stretch the floor. Anyway, as we go ahead and move along here, and actually I'm going to dive into one of these comments a little bit more, but Devin Carter came up in one of these comments, which actually was very intriguing. It might have been on the past video, and I'll shout out the next one who brought it up. But Devin Carter with the Sacramento Kings, 6'2", and I really almost forgot about Devin Carter, and we really shouldn't. I mean, he's 23 years old, but this is a guy that just 2 years ago was a very high pick in the NBA draft. 13 or 14, just a couple years ago with the Sacramento Kings, and he really hasn't played at all. He got really kind of caught up with the firing of Mike Brown last season and never really found his place. Only 36 games played last year, only 13 this season, and it's really hard to make anything out of what he's done at the NBA level. Averaging just over 8 minutes a game this season, 3.1 points per game, but he's not seeing any meaningful minutes. But this is a guy that shot the ball well from three-point range in college, averaged just under 20 points per game at Providence, and really hasn't got any type of opportunity at the NBA level with the Sacramento Kings. And I had that trade proposal with Dennis Schroeder yesterday where they were talking about over on Sports Illustrated with the Rockets. They were talking about giving up 3 second-round draft picks and two players in Deshaun Tate and Dorian Finney-Smith to possibly get Dennis Schroeder. I mean, this is a guy here, Devin Carter. The Kings aren't using him. Maybe 1 second-round pick could probably get this done for a guy that probably would have a hard time finding this type of potential as a second-round pick. I know he's a smaller guard, but we talk about different types of players on this roster. Excellent comment there, bringing up Devin Carter, because I think that he is a good. Say, what are we talking about? Is Devin Carter going to make the difference with the championship? But Rockets still, I mean, it's about more than just this season. It's definitely still more about than just this season with Kevin Durant and the players that we have. So definitely a Devin Carter chime in with that. And a lot of you guys may not even be thinking about him because you really have to dive deep. And I appreciate that comment because Devin Carter is not someone who has really been relevant the last 2 years, but a very strong career at Providence and was a high pick that's not getting any love. And he's with the Kings, who need to make some trades. And let you guys know that fast breaks, buzzer beaters, and block parties are back. Underdog is the best place to get in on all the action. Playing on Underdog's easy. Just wager higher or lower on stats like points, rebounds, steals, and assists, and more. And if you win, you can get up to 5,000 times your cash. Today, we're going to look at some potential higher or lowers for Kevin Durant. Use promo code BasketballFan, and you will get $75 to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5 Underdog. Promo code BasketballFan. Make picks and win money. And as we go ahead here and dive into some of these Kevin Durant higher or lower, we can see now Kevin Durant on a tear here with 30 points or more in his last 3 games. And playing the San Antonio Spurs tonight. Now, this is one of those games that Kevin Durant, big game last time against the Spurs. How long is this run going to go? But big game from Kevin Durant is most likely going to be needed. This is the latest game on the card today. Looking at the points, rebounds, and assists for Kevin Durant right now at 34 and a half, and been pretty close to that on points alone the last 3 games. We're going to lock in Kevin Durant with the 34 and a half points plus rebounds plus assists tonight against the San Antonio Spurs. And as we look at some other potential players here, you got Wemby, who the Rockets pretty much shut down on 5 for 21 shooting last time around. Got 22 and a half points is the higher lower for Wemby. As far as some other guys to go ahead and target in spots like this, Reed Shepherd coming off of that a low game. I think that he has a little bit of a bounce back, and I actually think Clint Capella in this spot, higher, lower, just 3.5 points, but I do think that Clint Capella is going to get higher than 3.5 points as well. So you can go ahead and check that out over there on Underdog Fantasy.
Must be 18 plus. 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska. 19 plus in Colorado for some games. 21 plus in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia. And present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/play and get terms DFSTML for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 helpline at 1-877-8 or text from 467-369.
All right, gonna get ready to moving along here. I'm going to get out of here pretty soon. Kevin Durant, as far as the tear that Kevin Durant has been on, and we can talk about this more in depth. I don't want to go on too much longer than necessary. I'm not sure if a whole lot needs to be said, but Kevin Durant's really been carrying his team. Big game from Alfie in the last game, but how much longer at his age of 37 can Kevin Durant carry this team? Definitely think that we do need another wing scorer. Ultimately, are the Rockets are contenders or not? I know Charles Barkley was saying they're not. Kenny Smith says that they are. Rockets could be, but we're going to need a lot more consistency from Jabari Smith Jr., whether that comes from this year or in the future. Ahmed Thompson is doing what he's doing. As far as when will he become a confident outside shooter, Ahmed does a lot of things great, but probably going to need some another shooter out there on the perimeter. Jabari hasn't been consistent this season. Tari Eason at times. Just more consistency, I think, from Reed, more consistency from Jabari, more consistency from Tari overall. And these are things that just may happen in time with these guys, but also with this window with Kevin Durant. I know that there's so much of a call for it's hard to be patient, to talk about patience, but Kevin Durant right now, the way that he's playing, you don't want to not maximize that potential there. And also, as we talk about tonight's game against the San Antonio Spurs, what are your predictions for tonight's game against the Spurs? I really hate to give predictions on here because I don't want to glaze the Rockets. I don't want to be negative. I hate picking up against the Rockets, but also hard for me to just go ahead and just pick the Rockets each time, which you guys know I don't. But 2.5 point favorites, total of 220.5 for the Rockets in this spot. And going up against the Spurs here right now, Steve, obviously no injuries listed outside of the guys that we already know are out. Tough spot here. Spurs coming off of a loss to the since losing to us 111-106, they went on the road to the Utah Jazz and coming off of a tough loss to the New Orleans Pelicans, because it's always tough when you lose to the Pelicans. So Rockets have actually been rolling, and going up against the Spurs team here coming off of a tough loss to the Pelicans. I think this is a focus spot for the Spurs, but we're going to go with the Rockets to get the outright win tonight, along with Kevin Durant on the higher for 34.5 points plus assists. Combined on Underdog, you guys go ahead and scan that promo code up there to get started. It's been Rockets Daily. Devin Carter, what do you guys think about it? Brought to you by Underdog. I'll see you guys on the next one.